I really need a starting soon thing, don't I? Think so. Make someone go away. No, sorry. No can do. No can do. You are in the 45 sig, just like you should be, Mr. Mezzo. Just like you should be. Just like you should be. Looks like, hey, everyone. Looks like I have live reporting from the most severe area of our Sunday night severe weather. I will have live feet on the ground. Live reporting. You'll be able to actually see directly up into the tornado. Mesomat will likely be inside of the tornado. Right? You only get that here. Connor's Climate Corner. Mesomat will be flying in the tornado. Listen, I don't know. I'm still looking at this as a wind threat and not like a outbreak of significant tornadoes, but yeah, we'll get started in a second, guys. I'm gonna let everyone get in here. We'll get started in a second. By the way, latest national blend for where I live gives me about 19 inches of snow on Sunday. So Mr. Matthew will be in tornadoes and I will be in a blizzard. Cooked, correct. GFS gives us 25 inches in Minneapolis. You got the Euro with 19. You got the NAM 3K with 15. See, this is significant because it's been trending south. You've got the HRRR with 13 now. I need to show you guys something. Here's the HRRR. Okay, so earlier in the day, we're going to get into all the coverage, don't worry. Earlier in the day, when we started getting our short ranges in, especially our mid-short ranges, you know, Rufus, NAM, those type of models. The globals, basically, we're seeing the heaviest snow here. And then all of the short ranges came in. I'm talking about HRRR, NAM 3K, Rufus, MPass, and they all said, actually, Minneapolis is going to get basically no snow. All the snow is going to be up here. And everyone started to freak out. I would say slightly, including myself, except for I understand how these short ranges work. They're actually not their best at 48 to 84 hours or 80. What's the Rufus again? I'm going to act like an idiot. 84, yeah. Oh, I was right. They're not their best at 48 to 84 hours. They're their best once we get within 36 to 24 hours. But it was very confusing because the short range models, which you're supposed to look at when you get in the short range, all said Iowa's getting no snow, southern Wisconsin's getting no snow, central Michigan's getting no snow. Like all of the short ranges were like, hey guys, actually just kidding. The snowstorm's actually up here and there's nothing here. There's just nothing here. But all the globals still had it down here. But, oh, you're supposed to look at your short ranges. No. What did the short ranges do as we got outside of that 84-hour, 48-hour range? This is what they did. They went, whoop, and they shifted south, and they shifted way farther south than this. But you can see they're starting to collapse. Still interesting. The problem with the short range is the low pressure was too high to the north, and the low was going. If the low goes directly over you, just like the eye of a hurricane, it's dry. But things have changed. I have some big updates. Kentucky's going to get Matt's going to get picked up by a tornado and then drop back off at his house, and then it's going to be -5 degrees and snowing. So he's going to have a great week ahead of him. We're going to take a look at the latest classic Ohio Valley Plains stuff. We're going to take a look at the latest from the National Weather Service snow totals. We're going to take a look at the latest. Can everyone hear me? Just to make sure, because yeah, I haven't rolled the intro yet. We're going to take a look at the latest Arctic. Now, listen, if I'm being honest, I know everyone, Arctic blast, polar blast. I don't really consider this an Arctic blast. I think that's what I said in my description. I consider an Arctic blast like you're getting actual temperatures negative, like down here, right? We could be pushing wind chill wise below freezing down to the Gulf, though. Tallahassee, Florida, 30 degrees. Houston, 35, maybe 34 wind chills. I would call this a cold blast, a very cold blast. It's very close to an Arctic blast. Not quite there. Arctic blast does sound better, though. It gets more clicks, right? I would call this a cold blast, guys. Very cold blast. Temperatures 30 to 35 plus degrees below average for some areas. I call it pretty cold. Anyway, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to get into severe weather. There it is. There it is. All right. When's the last time you guys saw a blizzard to the north and we're talking about a major blizzard on top of a major potentially severe weather tornado outbreak? Now, we get these every now and then, but they're not super common, right? Twisty boys. Okay, so just in case anyone is deaf, Twisty boys, blizzard. Okay. Okay. Milwaukee. All right. So that's kind of your forecast Sunday night into Monday. Milwaukee. What's going on, Nate? Oh my God, I almost just choked. What's going on, Nate? What's going on, Thomas? I felt liquid going into my air hole, and so I had to stop talking mid-talk. Does that make sense, guys? What's going on, Nate? What's going on, Thomas? What's going on, Morgan? What's going on, T-Swizzle? What's going on, T-Swizzle? Marissa, Miss Cantori. Anyone here from Milwaukee? All right, let's run the intro, and then I'm going to spend 5 to 10 minutes telling you everything you need to know, all the latest updates. There's a lot of crazy updates. Listen, you all know I'll stream on days where no interesting weather's happening. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. It's kind of boring. It's kind of boring. But I do it because I'm trying to remain consistent. And even if nothing crazy is happening, someone's probably still wanting to know the forecast. These are the kind of streams that I get really excited for. Because there's a lot to talk about. And it's easy to talk about because I'm excited for it. And a lot of you are probably going to be affected. Hopefully not that bad. Hopefully this is just a fun little severe weather outbreak, major blizzard, just a fun little spring one. But we're going to get into details. As I always say, I can't control the weather. All I can do is report it, and let's try to have a good time with it. And we don't need anyone freaking out. That being said, let's roll the intro. Let's roll the intro. I'm going to discuss for 5 to 10 minutes all the latest updates you guys need to know, and then I'm going to answer as many questions as I possibly can. What's going on, Cassidy? What's going on, Mud Dog? What's going on, Lauren? All right. And 3, 2, 1, let's go. Take it to the bank, cash it. I'm always right. I've never been wrong about anything in my entire life. Everything I've ever said has come true. Facts.
We look a lot at the moon.
There it is. They look at the moon for our winter forecast. Oh, was it me?
We had 4 or 5 wiener wrist zones this week.
That was last year. Ohio for Sunday? No, well, we'll get there in a little bit.
We'll do it live. Daddy needs some coffee.
Bob donated $1,000
every time. Thank you, Bob.
And you're very tall, smart, and handsome.
Yes, that's what my wife says. I'm very tall, smart, and handsome. It's actually not what she says at all. My wife is kind of mean. Don't tell her I said that because then she'll be even more mean to me. Anyways. All right, let's do it. Where should I start? Let's just do our little forecast here. Let's just open another panel. My wife scares me sometimes. All right. She's mean. All right. Here we go. She's the boss. Listen, I'm not scared to admit it. Some of you might make fun of me, but I don't wear the pants in this relationship. I'm not scared to admit it. it's okay, you know? Happy wife, happy life. That's what she always tells me. And I think it's true. I'm starting to think it's true. Maybe she's brainwashing me. But I'm pretty sure it's true. Yeah. Anyways, all right, let's do this. Latest Euro. Here we go. That storm up there through the Great Lakes. I'm going to go 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'm getting your questions. That storm up there, moving through the Great Lakes region, out to the east. There we go. It's bye. It's gone. As we get into tomorrow evening. Getting into tomorrow afternoon and evening. Here we go. Another storm moving in from the Pacific Northwest, from the Northwest in general. 40, 50, 60 plus inches for the high elevations out here. And you know how much snow you're going to get in the low elevations out here? You know, Boise, Seattle, all you low elevations. Nothing. You're going to get nothing because it's going to be too warm. Except for maybe out here, Northern Rocky, low elevation. Montana, I think you're going to get some good snow. But, you know, Pacific Northwest, it's going to be a little too warm at the low elevations, unfortunately. Boise, it's going to be tough to get snow at the low elevation. I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't make the weather. I just report it. Now we're getting into Sunday morning. Saturday night, Sunday morning. We're taking a look at, this is about 1 a.m. Central Time. All right. Heavy snow for the Dakotas, maybe portions of Wyoming, eastern Montana. We're starting to get some heavy snow falling into Minnesota and Wisconsin. Our Sundays were rough out here. I know this big line of pink is scaring all you. Major ice. Nah, I don't think anyone's going to see major ice. Maybe northern Michigan, but, you know, they'll be okay. I'm just kidding. Northern Michigan, actually prepare for major ice. Stay off the roads. It could get bad up there in northern Michigan. But this isn't going to be much ice likely for southern Minnesota, northern Iowa, central Wisconsin. It's going to get pretty bad in northern Michigan, though. Maybe out towards east central Wisconsin. That storm passes through, right? Sunday night, maybe a big severe weather outbreak. Sunday night into Monday morning, big severe weather outbreak, Eastern Plains, right there through portions of the Midwest, down through the Ohio Valley, Dixie Alley. Then it pushes out east. Still a big question what's going to happen out here. I'm looking at all this moisture, and I'm thinking we get a bunch of rain-cooled atmosphere in here, and our instability isn't as high as expected. But what's for sure is what's going to be out here is moisture for latent heat release and wind shear, and it could get messy. They have this already as a day 4. It's about to be a day 3. What do they have it as? Slight risk. Actually, what's the probability on this? One second. Let's take a look. Don't worry, I'm getting to your questions in a second. What do we have here? Okay, so 30% on the probabilistic. We'll see what we get on the categorical. Let's get back here real quick. Anyways, that moves out. Let's get back here. And then we have extremely cold air. We're talking 20, 30 plus degrees below average. We are freezing. Major cold blast. The Euro brings in another little clipper system. The GFS tries to put this down into the Ohio Valley out towards the East Coast. We'll see. I don't think it's good. I think the air is going to be too dry. And then major warm air moves back in as we get into towards next weekend. That's that. Now, there's a few things I want to go over. I'm not going to go over everything you guys want to hear, but that's okay because I'm about to answer your questions. Let's take a look at the latest, just because I'm going to be selfish for a second because I live in the Twin Cities. Here we go for portions of Wisconsin, Minnesota. HRRR 13 inches. You might say, well, that's not a lot. Well, yep, every other model sees more than the H. This is like the low end. That's what the HRRR sees. But the HRRR has been trending south. There's the last one of the HRRR, 8 inches. Oh, now suddenly the HRRR sees 13 inches because the short range models don't do good at the long range of the short range. Right? 48 hours. Once we get towards 24 hours, they do better. I always tell you guys that. NAM 3K did the same thing. It's trending south. 10 inches. Oh, suddenly the latest NAM 3K thinks 16 inches. All right, now we're taking a look at the latest Euro. 19 inches into Minneapolis. 29 inches into that place, WAUSAU. 17 inches into Eau Claire. Okay, so some pretty big snow out here. GFS, why not get over 2 feet of snow into Minneapolis Metro? 28 into Eau Claire. And then 40 inches into Wausau. All right, national blended models. This, I don't even know. I might have to change my opinion on the national blended models. But since I've been looking at the national blended models, typically you look at the national blend and you say, I might, if you're in the high confidence zone of the national blend, don't worry, we're going to talk about more than just Minnesota and Wisconsin, guys. Give me a second. Typically, if you're in the high confidence area, which is where you see the bulk of the snow, the national blend actually tells you less than you're probably going to see because it takes into account a lot of models that show no snow for your area. Craziness. We're talking about 1 to 2 1 to 2 to 3 feet through this entire area. And this is a conservative snow model. So this is going absolutely wild. Really quickly on the temperatures. When does it get cold? Sunday night into Monday morning. And then it gets out towards the East Coast Tuesday morning. How cold are we talking? Let's just quickly run through this. I'm almost done. Almost done. About to get to your questions. How cold are we talking about? You're seeing temperature anomalies almost 40 degrees below average. So you guys can imagine. Here's our apparent temperatures. Casual 25 degrees wind chill in southern Minnesota in the 3rd week of March. We're getting negative wind chills, trying to push down to St. Louis. I mean, negative wind chills into Kansas City, Omaha, negative 5 degree wind chills potentially. Yeah, freezing. Take a look at what's happening down there in Texas. All right, 37 degree wind chills in Houston. Push a little bit further. I mean, look at these wind chills down towards the Gulf. We're almost freezing. Wind chills down towards the Gulf. Negatives up here to the north. We could take a look at actual temperatures. Still, 30s. 30s along the Gulf, actual temperature. 30s along the Gulf, actual temperature. Insane. Push out a little bit further east. Let's take a look at our wind chills. Feels like temperatures first. Tallahassee, Florida, getting below freezing with the wind chills. Look at that. Chicago's getting negative wind chill numbers. A bunch of people in Iowa, Central, Illinois, Wisconsin, you're absolutely freezing. Then pushing out through Wednesday, yeah, maybe 29 degree wind chills in Tallahassee, Florida. Maybe we're getting into the 30s. Feels like in Tampa, like freezing, guys. Freezing. But this isn't expected to last too long. Is it expected to last too long? Why? Because we don't really have much blocking. Upper air heights. If you want the cold air to stick around, you want a bunch of red stuff right there. But the red stuff is over here. So we don't have blocking. That's to put it simply. So instead of the cold air moving to the east and being trapped, it's going to move out. But it's going to be a few, maybe 3, 4, 5 days for some people of very, very, very cold air. Severe weather. Yes, it's on the way. There it is. We already have it enhanced. Could this go moderate? I'd be shocked if it didn't at this point. At least for wind. At least for wind. I'm still not seeing like a major significant tornado outbreak. But at least for wind. What is concerning me is when we take a look at the Rufus here. Good old Rufus. There's a leading. Take a look at this right here. Okay, so this is taking a little bit to load. We've got some discrete cells. Some kind of prefrontal cells that are trying to form out ahead of this system. Where's my pen? If this happens, you can get strong, significant tornadoes out ahead of this. Because these will be a discrete mode. And if they get enough forcing out ahead of the main line, and they have like I always say, the sky to themselves, we could get strong tornadoes. Listen, I told you guys with that last system, I said, if we get a strong tornado, it's probably going to be one of the cells that fires off closer to 4 or 5 p.m. in Illinois by itself before the main event. It's exactly what happened. Why? Because that cell was up here. It fired off. It was a single cell. Fired off. It had the sky to itself. And then later on, 7, 8, 9 p.m., right? Illinois, you had a bunch. Nothing was as significant as that first one. You don't want a supercell to have the skies all to itself. This type of setup here, if you get a discrete mode out ahead of this, can be damaging. Something to watch, something to pay attention to. All right. Look at this. Updraft helicity tracks all over the place. So, all right, I think I'm done. I think I'm ready to get to some questions. Let's take a look at the big picture here. Well, here's what I'll do while I'm taking some questions. Let's take a look at the latest. Let's take a look at the latest from the National Weather Service, latest snow totals, just so you guys know. And you guys can see the little, if you turn your phone sideways too on TikTok, you can see the little chart over here. Yes, there are some people expect it to get almost 40 inches of snow. And they're, just in case you guys are wondering, anyone live up in Marquette? Upper Peninsula, yeah. I know this is the high end, but this is almost 5.5 feet of snow from one storm on the high end. Insane. Minneapolis high end 31 to 32 inches. Insane. Whoa. When did they do this? This is news. Chicago high end 8 inches. Chicago expected now 2 inches. Okay, so they shifted that up. Anyways, all right. Let me answer some questions. 1 second. My throat's hurting. Hold up. What's going on, guys? That was probably way more than 5 to 10 minutes, wasn't it? How's Lafayette? Alabama. looking for storms now. All right, we can talk a little bit about severe weather. Nope, we already ran that. So let's take a look. Let me actually turn this down. Take a look at Alabama real quick. We're going to try to answer these questions quickly. I'm going to answer more specific questions right now, and then in about 10 minutes, we're going to get into the speed round where I'm going to answer as many questions as possible. So it's going to be rapid fire. Gabby, Yali, Jasmine, Lori, what's going on? All right, severe weather. Severe weather. Let's just do this. Let's get into here. Let's go national. Here we go. And I actually think the latest Rufus is loading right now, which is good. Not fully loaded yet, but we're going to use the Rufus right now because it lets us look out the furthest. Here we go. So let's talk about Alabama in general. Notice, because of the timing, this is in and around 1 a.m. Central Time, so depending on where you are in Alabama. Is all of Alabama... where's the date cutoff line? Guys, I don't know why I'm forgetting this. Because, like, far western, this is CST. Does it go like that? Someone correct me. Yeah, all central. It does. Okay. Just want to make sure. I'm pretty sure it splits on the Georgia-Alabama border, but sometimes I have brain farts and I forget. All right. So this is getting into around, so this would be around 1 a.m. Central, 2 a.m. It does look like the storms actually fall apart. Mississippi could get some severe weather. Right now, it looks like the storms fall apart before they get into Alabama. And based on the setup, I think that is going to happen. And then they re-intensify as they get out back into Georgia. So Alabama looks to just like put on the cloak of invisibility and like severe storms for Mississippi, nothing for Alabama, and then back into Georgia. So I don't know. Alabama looks pretty good with the current setup. It's hard to say, but it does make sense. Especially, I'm not going to pull up all the different... I've been looking at these models all day. You get your 850 jet pumping through this region. Lots of instability, a lot going on. And the longer you have instability, the more your storms drain your instability. And Alabama in general, and the Tennessee Valley out here, northwestern Georgia, is generally in a good spot to be in one of those areas where your storms are going to kind of be weakening through this region right here and then re-strengthening here. So strong... right? Like strong. This is going to be kind of where it's reorganizing itself. You get the sunlight as we get into Monday. You get the day heating. Things start to amplify again. And then, the Carolinas up through the mid-Atlantic get that severe weather. So right now, Alabama, not too worried. Jumped in and heard Georgia. Georgia could see some severe weather. I'd be more concerned about the eastern half of Georgia. We'll call it, because again, they're going to a lot of this depends on timing. Those storms can slow up and speed up and slow down. It does look like this area in general is probably going to be not too severe. All right. No problem. Milwaukee, what do you want to know? You want to know how much snow you're going to get? Well, I can promise you're going to see wind gusts 50 to 60 plus miles per hour. That I can promise you. Right now, your expected totals are 6 inches. I'll be honest with you. Do you want me to be honest with you? I'll be honest with you. When the heck did they just up Milwaukee's totals to 6 inches expected? The short ranges are still north, and even the globals have shifted north. This has to be, and I have to confirm this on the models, this has to be because the low is probably now expected to be much deeper than it was, and this is all going to be back end. Because there's been no trend south of this system. There's been no southern trend of the snow. So what I'm guessing is we have a deeper low now, and we can confirm this. I'll confirm this in a second on the stream. What I'm guessing now is because our low pressure is like, here, and then it's going to go like this, and then it's going to like, I'm assuming it's going to be back end snow because we're going to have a much deeper low. Maybe we're suspected to have a 986. Maybe it's like a 982. Yeah, that's probably what's happening. But you know what? Guess what? You don't need to worry. That's the National Weather Service. That's what they think. We'll confirm this a little bit later in the stream. 6 inches expected, though. What's your high end in Milwaukee? A foot. 10% chance for a foot, according to the National Weather Service. New Jersey, I don't think New Jersey's going to see it. I mean, New Jersey could see some severe weather. 100% could see some severe weather. Oh, shoot. Sorry, Milwaukee. There you go. New Jersey could see some severe weather. Let's take a look. What's going on? Day 4. Very, very far southwestern New Jersey's in that slight. Could this expand up to the north? It could, and it probably will. By the way, I don't know if you guys remember when I did my little quick drawing where the slight was here, and then I went, I don't know, I think it could go like this and like this and like this. Do you guys remember that? I wasn't perfect, but for just drawing it real quick, it was pretty close. I did tell you guys I thought the most severe portion would be in the northern part. I did. Okay? I did. All right. New Jersey, I would say central to southern Jersey. Chance for severe thunderstorms on Monday. Yes. Anything. Hail, wind, and tornadoes. Do I expect a EF3, even an EF2 plus tornado to go through New Jersey? No. I think if you even get a tornado, maybe EF0, EF1. It can do damage, but it's not going to rip up a house. It could knock out some power and put down some trees. All right. A few more questions, then I'm going to get into the speed round so I can answer as many questions as possible. Robert said they updated it, bro. What did they update? What? Is this the latest? I mean, I've been looking at this all day, and I've been looking at, the National Weather Service updates the snow all day, but I've been checking. I'm in the Twin Cities too. Are we going to get over or under 20 inches? The odds are that we get under 20 inches. The National Weather Service right now, and I can tell you because I looked a little bit ago, it gives us a 42% chance to get over 18 inches. So almost a 50% chance to get over 18 inches. Pretty close. It would not, if we got 2 feet of snow in Minneapolis Metro, I'm just going to tell you right now, it would not surprise me at all. I would be like, okay, that makes sense. Because we're really teetering. Let me explain this to you here real quickly. Let's just go into the euro. Here's what's going on. Here's the euro right now. Okay? And let's reset this up. Here's the euro right now. Right now, the euro has us in this is going to sound crazy, but like a 3 to 4 inch an hour band of snow. Sunday morning. I mean, we're talking in 2 hours, 8 inches of snow could fall. We take a look at the GFS. It does too. But the GFS, the NAM, the HRRR, all have the sleet line right here. We all know where Minneapolis is. Right here. If this thing literally shifts 15 miles north, and guess what? With 24 to 36 hours left, really 24 hours before it starts snowing, 15 miles shift 15 miles north is it's going to probably happen north or south. And then suddenly we're in the sleet line, and then that 3 inch an hour snow is right here. You could end up with 2 feet of snow right here, and we could end up with less than a foot, 8 inches of snow through Minneapolis. What do I think? I've been saying it for a couple days now. My prediction is 11 to 14 inches in the Minneapolis Metro. I actually would be surprised if we got less than 11 inches. But I wouldn't be surprised if we got more. So I'm almost putting like 10 to 11 inches as the low end, but I'm still thinking 11 to 14. Yeah, we could get 2 feet of snow in Minneapolis Metro. We are literally right there. I mean, here's the thing. If this storm does this is an historic snowstorm because the closer you are to the sleet ice line, this is where you get the heaviest bands in the storm. So this right here would be a bullseye on the Twin Cities. That's the GFS. That's the Euro. It's going to be such a close call. I just put a video up on my TikTok and Instagram, and I said, this is a boom or bust blizzard for Minneapolis. Right now, I think it's a boom. But I'm gonna play a little safe. 11 to 14 inches, okay? Yeah, talk about North Michigan. Sure, let's talk about North Michigan ice. I'm going to answer this and then one more question, and then we're going to go into speed round, and I'm literally going to answer. I'm going to try to answer like 40 questions in 10 minutes, okay? Let's go. North Michigan. Well, first of all, let's talk about snow first, and let's just take a look at the national blend to be safe. Oh, and by the way, the national blend gives Minneapolis Metro 20 to 22 inches, and that's a conservative model. So it's a blend of all the models together. It's an average. Northern Michigan. Here we go. This is the national blend for you guys. Just to be safe. You could get more, you could get less. All right. Let's take a look at ice. Now, this is a conservative. I mean, it should be conservative. It's been looking crazy lately, but it's a conservative model. 1/4 inch. Maybe pockets up to a 1/2 inch of ice. Let's take a look at a deterministic. Let's go into... Here we go. Yeah, here's worst case scenario. And you know what? I'll show you worst case scenario on the, according to the National Weather Service. National Weather Service thinks worst case scenario is more like a 1/2 inch to an inch. I wouldn't call that crippling. Now, if the Euro was correct and we saw 2 inches of ice, this would be a devastating, this would damage infrastructure in northern in northern Michigan, worse than like a Cat 5 hurricane would damage infrastructure along the Gulf. 2 inches of ice is astronomically catastrophic. I mean, an inch of ice is astronomically catastrophic. But luckily for us, the odds of that happening are slim to none. Here's the National Weather Service. We're talking a 1/2 inch. We're talking a 1/2 inch to an inch of ice. Not great. There's been worse. Prepare for this. Prepare to not be on the roads Monday, Tuesday. The other issue is there's absolutely freezing air moving in 3 to 4 days after this. So if you get a bunch of ice, it's probably not going to do much melting. Could be a rough week for northern Michigan to start the week. One more question, then we're going into a speed round. Wisconsin snow. All right, let's take a look. Snowfall. Expected snowfall. Here you go. Let's just shout out some cities. Expect it now from the National Weather Service. Madison, 7.5 inches. Milwaukee, 6 inches. I'm only going to name the cities that I know how to pronounce. Eau Claire, 24 inches. So probably only like 4. Eau Claire, 2 feet. Green Bay, 20 inches. All right. Where's Oshkosh? It's over here somewhere. Oshkosh and Appleton, 14 to 19 inches. Getting up here, let's see. What's going on up here? Iron Mountain, 30 inches. All right. Good swath of snow up here. High ends are absolutely ridiculous. We're talking 40 plus. I mean, the high end for Eau Claire is 38 inches. Anyone in stream from Eau Claire? Anyone in stream from Eau Claire? Rochester, Minnesota, 15 inches expected, 21 on the high end. Yep, Chicago right now, you guys are expected to get 2 inches. The high end is 8 inches of snow. But it's weird. I don't know why it's saying 2 inches for Chicago expected. Because I guess it's because it's right out towards it. Yeah, there you go. Okay. I must. Oh, you know what? I must. Oh, that's what you were saying. You were saying I was looking at the high end. I just realized that. Oh my gosh. All this time and I just realized that. That's actually hilarious. Hold up. One sec, guys. All right, we're going to do speed round. What's going on, Brett? What is going on? That's what he was saying. 2 inches. Okay, this makes more sense. I was on the high end earlier. I must have clicked to the high end when I thought it was unexpected. Yeah, 2 inches. That makes a lot more sense for Chicago. 8 inches on the high end. That's still, your snow's gone up because originally the expected, if we just push back 24 hours, the expected for Chicago was nothing. All right, get your questions ready because we're about to do speed round. If you guys don't know, if you ask me about, like Baby Stroller, Wisconsin, all right, and I've never heard of the city, I'm going to have to skip your question. If you live in a small city, small town, don't give me a county, I'm not going to be able to answer it. I can answer it after the speed round, but the speed round, the whole point is I want to answer as many questions as possible. So if you live in a small city, like 25 miles to the northwest of Chicago, say 25 miles west of Chicago. If you live in a small city that's like right here, I would say west central Wisconsin, right? If you live here, southeastern Minnesota. Give me the geographics or how close or far you are from a city. Also, if you live within 20 miles of a major city, just say the major city. In forecasting, that's not that big of a difference. Okay, get your questions ready. We're going to answer all of them. And then after I do a speed round of questions, we're going to dive in a lot more into into my thoughts on everything. You guys ready? Alrighty, let's do this.
Speed round initiated.
All right, what's going on, everyone? Omaha, what's the question? Is it snow totals? We'll take a look at the National Weather Service. If I disagree with it, I'll tell you. They have Omaha expected 2 inches with the high end of 4. It's going to be tough to get 2 inches in Omaha with what's going on. There's going to be back-end snow, but I think there's going to be a lot of dry air in that back-end snow. But NWS 2 inches to 4 inches. Cincinnati, Ohio. Any tornadoes? It's possible, but I would say I'm a lot more worried about probably 40 miles plus west of you. I would say some hail, strong winds more likely than a significant tornado pushing through that area. What's going on, Cruz? Wait, that was old day 4? Hold up. Okay, we're still doing speed round. Let me just double check this. Is pivotal weather not updating? That would really bother me. Outlooks. Day 2. Convective outlooks. SPC products. Thank you. Day 1, 2, 2, Oh, so it did extend north. No, okay, so it just extended a little more north. That's fine. Anyways, Pinky of Michigan. Pinky? Oh, is this the Pinky right here? Pinky of Michigan? Because this is the thumb. Pinky of Michigan, we're looking at expected, we'll call it 15 to 20 inches of snow. West Central Iowa snow. Let's take a look. West Central Iowa snow. Right now from the National Weather Service, we are looking at somewhere between, here, we'll take a number here. 3 inches expected, 5 inches high end. Again, I think that's very conditional. I think it's very conditional because there's a lot of dry air behind the system. Let's see. Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, Kentucky. Again, I think the worst weather is going to remain to your west. But as we get into around, sorry guys, I have to remember to turn that off. As we get into around 2, 3 a.m., there is going to be a significant squall line moving through your area. That's 2, 3 a.m. on Monday. At least that's the latest. We have the Rufus updating right now, but looks like early Monday morning, we could have some damaging winds, hail, and maybe the risk of a tornado through Louisville. Cutter, can we check the 850 Miller tonal wind? Wait, Robert, are you spamming? Robert, if you're Robert, don't spam. Yeah, I'm not going to go to Tropical Tidbits to look that up right now. What are you thinking for severe weather for Russellville, Alabama? I told you you can't name. Well, I don't know where Russellville, Alabama is, but I told you. I did say earlier. Sorry, not. I didn't tell you specifically. Earlier, I talked about how I did think that we were going to have kind of de-intensifying or instability decreasing as our storms push out through Alabama. It's getting into night. The daytime heating restarts back out here. This sector, this area here, portions of Alabama, northwestern Georgia, eastern Tennessee, southeastern Kentucky, western Virginia. Probably going to get a little bit of a break as the storm transitions out to the east and then re-intensifies. This is a crazy look out here, by the way, guys. Discrete mode out in front of a linear mode. Yeah, I do like Tropical Tidbits. All right, let's see. 1 second, guys. Will there be another system after this one? Chicago app saying more snow on Monday. But potentially. I don't think it's going to be as significant. We can take a quick look at that. This system moves through. Wait, saying another system on Monday. Wait, what? Did you say another system on Monday? Yeah, the Monday snow is this snow. That is this snow. See, Monday. That is this snow. But there could be another one here Wednesday into Thursday. There's a little bit of a Clipper system moving in. Severe weather in Bucks County? Possibly. Pay attention. Stay updated on Monday. It is possible to get some severe weather on Monday into Bucks County. Northwest Tennessee. Yes, Northwest Tennessee is definitely somewhere we're going to need to pay attention to. 100%. 100%. Taking a quick look at our updraft helicity. Okay. Northwest Tennessee looks pretty intense there. Damaging winds, large hail, potentially strong tornadoes. I'm worried about a little discrete mode setting up, prefrontal boundary setting up in front of this linear mode here as we get into, this would be around 10 p.m. This would be around 10 p.m. on Sunday. Taking a look back here. Pretty intense. You can see northwestern Tennessee is in this 45% probabilistic zone already, and you're in that enhanced 3 out of 5 risk for severe weather on Sunday as well. This could go moderate for you in northwestern Tennessee. Milwaukee. Well, if you're asking about snow, Milwaukee, your expected amount is 6 inches of snow. That has gone up since yesterday. Your high-end total for Milwaukee could get over a foot. We'll see. I think a lot of your snow is going to be on the back end. You're going to get rain, maybe a little bit of sleet, maybe a tiny bit of ice on the front end. Don't worry about severe weather. You know what? I knew it was quiet, guys. I knew it was quiet. I have too many things going on all the time. Always too many things going on. How much snow will West Minnesota get? Well, right now it's looking like listen. You got to say west, you got to say southwest, west central, northwest, because here, West Minnesota is getting 0 inches. Here, West Minnesota is getting 15 inches. And then here, West Minnesota is getting 4 inches. Where are you in West Minnesota? Minneapolis right now, latest from the National Weather Service, expected 19 inches with a high end of 31 inches. I'm thinking I might up my totals. I'm going to change my 11 to 14 to 12 to 16. I'm going to change. That's my guess for Minneapolis Metro, 12 to 16. I upped it by an inch based on the trends today. National Weather Service thinks we should expect 19, though. Philly, you could get some severe weather on Monday, so pay attention. Very cold air comes in Monday night as well for you guys. Cincinnati timing for the storms on Monday. I think you guys are right about there. Let's see. I think you guys are right about there. Somewhere in there, right? Let's test my knowledge. Okay. I don't know. Cleveland's somewhere up here. I never know where Cleveland is. Columbus, Cincinnati. I don't know. Louisville. I don't know. Is that where you guys are? I don't know. Indianapolis. I don't know. Somewhere there. I feel like I did pretty good there, guys. I feel like that was pretty good. All right, let's take a look at the timing. This would be around 4 a.m. Latest Rufus, around 4 a.m. Could it be 6 a.m.? Maybe. Could it be 2 a.m.? Maybe. It's going to be very early in the morning on Monday. Storms speed up and slow down. We're a little bit far out still. Not too far out, but it's going to be very early in the morning on Monday. So what is it saying about... Okay, let's take a few more questions here. Southeast Minnesota right now. Southeast Minnesota is expecting anywhere between... I'd say 10 to 14 inches. We'll say 9 to 16 inches down here. Albert Lee, up towards Rochester, out towards Winona. Yeah, down here towards, what is this, Preston? Like 9 to 14 down here in this area. The further north you go, the higher snow totals go up, according to the National Weather Service. Northern Illinois, near Wisconsin border. Thank you very much for that description. You guys are looking at 4 to 5 inches expected on the high end. Maybe you push over 10 inches of snow, 11 inches of snow. That's about a 10% chance. Charlotte timing. The latest Charlotte timing, listen, you could start seeing some thunderstorms as early as 5 a.m. on Monday because you're going to start to get some storms out ahead. This probably isn't too severe yet. When do things look to really get spicy? It does look like as we get towards 11, 12, 1 in the afternoon, and then your main squall line begins to move in. This is like an all-day thing. You could, because you're going to get, you can see this, it's what's trying to be a discrete mode out ahead of this, and this is early, 5, 6, 7 a.m., but then around the afternoon, you get a prefrontal boundary, and then you get the main frontal boundary. I mean, listen, Charlotte, all day, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m., you're going to have the chance for severe thunderstorms. Very weird setup. I mean, like, this is at 1 p.m., like, we've got squall line. Sorry, you can't see what I'm looking at. Completely weird setup. So you're going to have, like, some storms pushing through, then some more pushing through, then some more pushing through. It's very rare you get an all-day severe setup. But, again, Pushing back to 5 a.m., you've already got some storms moving through the area. Not too severe yet, probably. This is when I'd expect it to get really severe. Around 12 in the afternoon all the way through 8 p.m. probably. Again, could speed up, could slow down. Detroit, you guys are expecting right now. Inch of snow expected. Inch of snow expected. Inch of snow on the high end, according to the National Weather Service. All day, baby. Is Chicago just a wind threat for Sunday? Mainly. It's going to get windy, guys. We're talking 50 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts for anyone out here. Okay? Well, I should actually go like this. out here, because you're going to have some strong wind gusts down to the south. I'm just talking about with this storm, with the snowstorm. I mean, here, I can actually, I'll go over that with you real quick, guys. These winds are going to be whipping. These winds are going to be whipping. Let's take a look here. I want to take a look. Surface. Take a look at our wind gusts on the Rufus. Oh, this is 00Z. Here we go. Perfect. Perfecto. That's not going to see far enough out. All right, we'll go back to the 18. I think the Rufus is being modest with the wind here. Yeah, the Rufus is being way too modest with the wind here. Way too modest. We'll take a look at this. Our winds are going to be whipping way harder than that, guys. Trust me. You don't have a low 990, 980 millibar low pressure pushing through with 25 mile per hour wind gusts. These models are just way underdoing these wind gusts. That's wind speed. That's why. There you go. Here it is, guys. Here it is. Must be the glasses I can't see today. That's what I'm expecting. All right, so you're seeing clearly pushing 40, 45, 50, 55 mile per hour wind gusts in the upper Midwest. Even stronger down there in the plains. I mean, take a look at Nebraska. Look at Omaha pushing 55 plus mile per hour winds. As we get into around Sunday afternoon, early Sunday evening, 60 plus, 70 plus, maybe as we get down there into Oklahoma and Kansas. You see those winds, 45, 50 plus moving into Michigan. Everyone out here is tropical storm force winds. Anyone in the light green to orange, tropical storm to hurricane force gusts. Gusts, not sustained. That is actually some pretty sustained winds, though. Let me go back to the sustained here really quickly. I mean, there's a period here where Minneapolis tries to get up to 30 mile per hour sustained winds. Pretty significant. We will be in a blizzard warning. Same out there in Michigan, Wisconsin. This is going to be a complete whiteout. Iowa, I know you guys are only projected to get, I think actually you're expected, northern Iowa, northeastern Iowa isn't too bad, right? Expect it's not too bad. But you guys aren't expected to have like a huge snowstorm. I'm going to tell you this, you're going to get blizzard conditions, and you should have blizzard warnings as we get into Sunday because this is going to be crazy blowing snow. Your visibility is going to be very low. Okay. Give me a second, guys. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second here. I'll be right back. Well, let me hit my little be right back button. Where do I keep that thing? Hey guys, do you know where I keep my be right back button? Found it. Thank you for your assistance. Thank you. How'd it get up there? My son must be playing with this. All right, I'll be right back. 2 seconds. 2 seconds, and then what I want to do is just spend a little bit of time going over all the latest updates, everything that's changed from this morning to now, giving you guys my opinion before I answer a few more questions. 2 seconds. Someone asked about Rochester. Yeah, Rochester right now, the NWS thinks 15 inches expected, 21 high end. I'd probably say 9 inches expected, 16 inches high end. I think at the NWS is going a little bit crazy right now, but that's just my opinion. I will be right back. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Hello, climate crew. I have returned. Hello. Oh, shoot. Were you guys counting how long I was gone? I know I always lie about how long I'm going to be gone. I feel like that was pretty quick. No. Was that not 2 seconds? Lori, Audrey, Bold, Britt, Amy, Modro, Kay, Lance, Bo, I appreciate you. Hey, what's going on YouTube? Why are everyone's messages deleted? Do we have like a load of bots over there, guys? Appreciate you, Hoops. Blizzard, what's going on? Guys, I'm looking over on the YouTube side of things, and it's just everyone's messages are deleted. Either we have a rogue mod deleting everything for no reason, or it's all trolls. It's all trolls? Can you guys confirm that it's all trolls? Yeah, gosh. All right, what's going on, guys? All right, really quickly, what I want to do is, and I'm going to answer some more questions. What I want to do quickly here, though, is I'm going to do what I normally do when I'm assessing how much snow we're going to get, how bad the severe weather is going to get. We're going to take a look at this, and I'm going to go through all the latest models. I'll do Pivotal just to see which models are updated right now. So I'm going to look at the snow. I'm going to look at the severe weather. I'm just going to dive into this so you guys can see what I look at, and so I can give you a good opinion on all this stuff that's happening. Okay, first of all, just the 18Z, the GFS still. I'm going to start with snow, and then we'll make our way over to severe weather, and then we're going to talk about our temperatures for everyone. All right? Bunch of spam. All right. Well, you guys are awesome. Appreciate you. Appreciate my mods. Let's first start with this. Model trend, GFS. Let's get out towards 36. Okay, let's take a look at the GFS trend. We're going to start with the snowstorm, then we're going to talk about severe weather, and then we're going to get into the temperature swings. What has been happening with the GFS? Here's the trend over time. You see how it was going north, then stalled there? It's kind of what I talked about yesterday too. I think I said it in my X post today. Or was it yesterday? Who took this picture? Yeah, the storm continues to trend way north. Any further, Minneapolis will end up all sleet and ice. I don't suspect this trend will continue. About 9 hours ago, we haven't. The trend has stopped over the last couple of GFSs, over the last couple of runs. Notice the trend stopped and actually shifted south. The trend has stopped. So that's good or bad depending on if you like snow. If you like snow in Minneapolis, that's good. So, Amanda, what's going on? This guy. So here you go, GFS. Oh my gosh, that is like 5-inch hour snow. GFS slamming Minneapolis with snow still. According to the latest model trends, we're looking good there. Euro AI, this is interesting. This has been our best model. This has been our best model of... It's better in the beginning of the season, middle of the season, but this has been our best model thus far. Let's take a look at the Euro AI. What's it been doing with our snow? The Euro AI is really underestimating the storm. It has been from the beginning, but what's the trends with it? The Euro AI also came south. Okay, the Euro AI came south. Let's take a look at the... Wait. Okay. No, I haven't stretched, Lake. Oh, my gosh. You reminded me. I'll do it in a second. More chance for Rhode Island snow? Probably. The Euro, it's shifted south and compressed the storm. It has. There you go. Shifted south and compressed the storm. Let's actually push out so you guys can see where the snow is all the way out. This is what the Euro's doing. Increasing snow into Minneapolis, increasing snow into northern Illinois, increasing snow into southern Wisconsin, increasing snow into potentially Milwaukee. It's going down, but it's looking like it's trying to... The latest Euro has trended heavier snowfall right into this area here. The latest Euro. Congratulations, you win. Or, I don't know, some people don't like snow. Really quick, I just want to run through some of these really quickly just to see what's going on. Getting into our convection, allowing... We know the HRRR trended majorly to the south. Let's go to our model trend. And let's go about... We're going to have to go about... 42. Yeah, there you go. Big trend south in Minnesota from the HRRR. I do not believe... don't worry. The reason the HRRR, guys, isn't showing any snow down here is because the model's not seeing far enough out yet. The HRRR doesn't think there's going to be no snow here. It doesn't. It's just not seeing far enough out yet. That's the only issue. Trend south there. I'm just trying to get my thoughts together here. The NAM did the same thing. Okay. Actually, the NAM right now is looking like a trend at north. Let's take a... Oh, trend at south, trend at north. So the NAM can't make up its mind. Great. Fantastic. Rufus 00Z is out. Haven't looked at the latest Rufus. I do believe the Rufus is trending. It's weird. It's filling in snow a little bit further north, and no, it's filling in snow a little bit further south as well. Let's take a look at the MPass RN really quickly here. Sorry, let me collect my thoughts so I can talk about this. And let's go to forecast. Let's take a look at this. Another short range. Again, these short range models are just think it's going to be all dry air up in central Minnesota, which I don't think so. The MPass RN is just not putting a lot of moisture out here, which is very unlikely. All right. Getting into the latest national blend. And this is kind of what's important because you want to see what the blend of models is. And then I'll give you my thoughts on this, and then we'll move over to severe weather. I'll give you what my actual thoughts are if I were to draw snow lines. All right, let's take a look. I would go through a lot more than this, guys, just looking at model trends and stuff, but I don't have time on stream. That's for my videos. Well, sometimes. All right, let's go to north central. Here's the latest national blend. I think this is possible, but I think this is being a little aggressive. I probably pull all these totals down by maybe 3 to 5 inches. Even though usually I push the snow totals up on the national blend. Here's our old national blend, about the same thing. This is the newer national blend. A little bit more high definition. All right. Right now, let's take a look at National Weather Service, sorry. And my throat is so dry tonight. And make sure it's fully updated. Let's talk about what your snow totals are probably going to be. Northern South Dakota, the National Weather Service, and I'll tell you what I disagree with. South North Dakota, they have you in about 5 to 9 inches. No problem with that. It'll be interesting to see what happens with snow totals in South Dakota here, pushing up towards 12. Okay, no problem with that. South Dakota, there you go. No problem with this in general, okay? Minnesota. Originally, I was feeling pretty confident we were going to get snow a little bit farther south. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling as confident in that anymore. I think I would... You can see kind of our 1 to 2 inch line is down here. I'd probably bring that 1 to 2 inch line up here. I'd probably bring it to the north. We're seeing, 20 inches expected into Minneapolis. Again, I'm going to say 12 to 16, but if anything, high end 18, 19. 18, I think, is possible. Rochester, the southern portion of, southeastern portion of Minnesota here, where we're looking at 10 to 16. I think we should probably be closer to 8 to 12. A little bit lower. Milwaukee, I think if you get 6 inches, that's a great day. I'd expect you guys to get closer to 3 to 5. Look, this is possible, though. This is what the National Weather Service thinks. 2 inches in Chicago. I think you guys may end up with just a dusting. It's going to be there's going to be a lot of dry air behind the system. I could change my mind tomorrow, guys, but I'm telling you what I think based on the latest models. I think this all shifts a little bit further north. I do think from Eau Claire east and up, this is going to be the hard-hitting part of the storm. I basically agree with that. I do think 40-plus inches is possible up here in portions of Wisconsin and the UP of Michigan. Detroit, it's going to be hard for you to get an inch or two. It's possible it's going to be hard. Same with down here, South Bend area. I think northern Illinois could end up with a 2 to 3. I don't know if we're going to end up with 4 to 5 in northern Illinois. I'm fine with what the UP of Michigan's doing there, and then out here in New England. Nice little clipper system, 2 to 8 inches depending where you are and at elevation. Perfectly fine with that. We're going to see monstrous snow out here in the mountains. Again, I expect blizzard warnings on Sunday, for everyone out here. Let's quickly jump into severe weather. Jefferson City, Missouri for what? It says you guys are expecting an inch. I think it's going to be tough to get an inch. Yeah, Minneapolis, NWS is expecting almost 20 inches. Again, I think that's going to be tough. A foot and a half, Minneapolis Metro is not out of the question for sure. I do think there is a world. Where Minneapolis Metro gets over 2 feet of snow. I'd have to put it at like a 5% chance. Someone asked about lacrosse. I got to get to severe weather here in a second. Lacrosse right now is expecting 11 inches on the high end, 18 inches. Maybe shove that down just a tiny bit, but you're probably going to see a lot of snow. Yeah. Nader said you're going to be posting another video tomorrow? Yes. I will be posting another video tomorrow. Well, possibly. My son's birthday party was supposed to be last week, but he got sick, so my son's birthday party's tomorrow. I will be posting another video tomorrow, yes. I don't know if it's going to be my normal morning video, though. It might be. It's got a lot to do still in the morning. How do you think models will trend tomorrow? Well, we saw models consistently trending the snow north. And then I posted 9 hours ago. I thought the models were going to stop trending north. Again, maybe it's luck. Maybe I like to think anytime I get something right that it's all skill. But let's be honest. It's some luck. They stopped. Here's how I look at it. The models just trend it 7 times to the north. You know how rare it is for models to just nonstop trend north or nonstop trend east or nonstop trend west or nonstop trend south. They stop. Eventually, the models eventually are like, hey, maybe we should stop overcorrecting. It was pretty obvious after 36 hours of trending north that it was going to stop. It did stop. And then it actually trended slightly back south. I wouldn't be surprised if we got 1 or 2 trends back south. But if anything, I think the models are pretty much where they're going to be. This, I think, just hasn't been updated to account for the latest model trends, which is why I think this snow is going to trend north. Not because the snow's going to, I actually think the models could come back more south. I don't think the NWS has this adjusted appropriately for the latest models. How much snow for Bloomington, Illinois? Bloomington. Are you guys expecting snow in Bloomington? Where are you guys? Aren't you guys like right here? Why isn't it showing up on the map? Aren't you guys like right here? Am I crazy? Is Bloomington not like right here? Oh, there you are. 1 inch is expected, 6 inches on the high end. I would say expect a dusting. 2 inches on the high end. 3 inches on the high end. St. Cloud. 14 inches expected. 2 feet on the high end. I'd expect closer to 10. Maybe say 18 inches on the high end. Again, things are rapidly changing, but I've looked at these models a lot, and I think overall the National Weather Service has it pretty good here. It just hasn't. And I said it when I was making my video earlier, too. I said this doesn't look like it's updated. And then mid-video, it updated. So we're just waiting for an update on this. Okay. Sliding to show some love for Stillwater, Minnesota. Shout out Stillwater. Okay. I need to get into severe weather. So, I also can't be up all night because I got to do some more decorating and get ready for my son's birthday party. Severe weather. Let's talk about this. Let's go over to WeatherWise to talk about this. Why not? All right. First of all, let's get into how much rainfall we could see over the next few days. A lot. A lot of rainfall. A lot of precipitation. This is going to be snow precipitation, which is why the UP of Michigan could see, 50 plus inches of snow on the high end. Actually, not terrible. I thought we'd see a little bit more over the next 5 days for the Ohio Valley. A lot of snow for portions of a lot of snow/rain for portions of New England, and the Pacific Northwest is getting slammed as well. Let's get into our categorical outlook for severe weather. By the way, these blizzard warnings are already beginning to shift further east. We now have blizzard warnings, looks like, making their way into Minnesota. There you go. Blizzard warnings. Winter weather warnings all across ports of North, South Dakota, Montana, Idaho, Washington. Pushing out there through Wisconsin. Michigan, we already got some, and then out there in New York. So starting to get the warnings lining up. What's happening with our actual storm? Here it is. It's already here. It's already moving in. This bad boy is going to cut down here, and it's going to give us that big snow. It's already moving in. All right, severe weather. Let's take a look at the categorical outlook. And it is not showing. There we go. Day 3. This is about to be day 2. Pretty significant severe weather outlook here. And this is a day 3. So I suspect, and getting into probabilistic, this is a massive SIG. What does the SIG mean, guys? What does the hatched mean? This may not just be severe weather. This may not just be damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes. This may be strong, violent damaging winds, very large hail, significant tornadoes. That's what the hatch mark means. Because you can have a day where you see a bunch of severe wind, you see hail, you see tornadoes, EF0, EF1. That area wouldn't be hatched. This is when we're talking EF2 plus tornadoes, 2-3 inch plus hail, hurricane force plus gusts. So for that, on a day 3, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, that makes me think we could get a high risk. I don't think we're gonna, but you guys can see. You guys can see it. Portions of central and northern Illinois. Central and northern Louisiana, northeastern Texas, Texarkana, most of Arkansas, most of Mississippi, central to northern Mississippi, northwestern Alabama, central to western Tennessee, southeastern Missouri, central to western Kentucky, central to southern Indiana, southern Illinois, almost central to southern Illinois in that enhanced risk. Large slight risk, all the way up almost into central Michigan, stretching almost down to Tallahassee, Florida, out through New Orleans into northeastern Texas as well. Tyler, Huntsville, Longview, Texas, you're basically in there. Large marginal risk as well. What's the timing on this? Well, that's easy enough to figure out. Let's see. Is the latest Rufus loaded on here? It was just loading. Let's see if the latest Rufus is loaded on here. 0. I think we got enough. Let's take a look. All right, here we go. Things start to get real sketchy right around, let's call it. Okay, here we go. 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Sunday. Things are starting to look a little sketchy. Real sketchy as we get into around 3 to 4 p.m. Monday. From northern Illinois all the way down through central Illinois, straight through St. Louis, straight through Little Rock, and then pushing down into the Texarkana region, right? 4, 5, 6 p.m. This is what's going on. This is when you're going to watch out. I would just to be cautious. Mid-afternoon, Sunday, and then through the evening time. Now we push out a little bit further. Now we're towards 8 p.m. Indiana. These storms are moving into your region. Western Kentucky, Western Tennessee, Memphis. You're in here now. Evansville, Kentucky, Northwestern Mississippi, Central Louisiana, Houston. This is when stuff. I mean, look at this thing. By the way, this is all snow up here. Look. Okay, you can change. This is what's happening. And this is extremely... Look at this. Blizzard, ice, severe weather. Crazy, crazy, crazy look. This is what happens in March and April, though. What can happen in March and April. Doesn't always, but this is what can happen in March and April. There you go. Pushing out a little bit further. Let's push towards 11 to midnight. Now we're in central Tennessee, central Kentucky, pushing into Ohio as we get towards midnight. Pushing into central Alabama, and then out there towards New Orleans. So, as we get towards 3 a.m., I think the squall line really begins to weaken a little bit. Instability's fading. Sun's down. But as we get into the morning hours, we've got a low pressure. We've got energy pushing in across Florida and up the coast. We've got a lot of wind shear. We've got a lot of instability. Do we just get bulk moisture out here that cools our atmosphere and then we don't get that much severe weather? That's possible. But worst case scenario, we could be having just an all day kind of like your storms start along the coast potentially as early as 10 a.m. and then you're watching out for severe weather along the coast all the way until 5 to 8, we'll call it 6, 7, 8 p.m. And we know where this severe weather is here. Actually, it's not going to show. It's not going to show me here. That's our day 3. Can we look at probabilistic? There you go. Day 4. All right. Now, 15% chance for severe weather in the yellow. 30% chance for severe weather on Monday. In the kind of orangish, I don't know. Am I colorblind? That's like orange, right? That's all the way from almost Gainesville, Florida. Almost Gainesville to Panama City, Florida. All the way up to the kind of New York, PA, North Central border. Scranton, you're in there. Trenton, you're in there. Philadelphia, you're in there. Atlantic City's almost in there as well. This could even expand. This could even get upgraded to a worse severe risk. Connor, what's wrong with the HRRR? Why? What's going on with the HRRR? What's going on with the HRRR, Matthew? Let's take a look. What's going on with the HRRR? Are you, what, the 000Z? Oh, it's boring? Oh, wait. I'm guessing that's what you meant to say. All right, let's just look at our updraft helicity reflectivity. What? What? All right, so the HRRR thinks we will have 0 supercells. 0 supercells. This is going to be a non-severe weather day. Also, Rochelle's in Nashville. Is she good, you think, or is she cooked? Well, you know me, Matt. I think she's probably cooked. Yeah. Yeah, she's probably cooked. I mean, being in Nashville with this setup is almost the same as being where you are. For the possibilities. Sadie's back. Hoops, when you said, is that embedded supercells or just rain? What were you talking about? Sorry, I just got back to that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the HRRR here. That's weird, guys. That is very, very weird. That is very, very weird. Let me... I'm not going to be out much longer, but I do want to go and take a look. I haven't really been taking a look at the actual severe weather parameters here. Who wants to take a sounding? Who wants to take a sounding? Let's take a sounding like right up here in Kentucky. No reason. Okay. All right. No reason. No reason. Okay. I don't like how this is centered. That's fine. Not a lot of cape. A little bit of inhibition. What is going on here, though? What in the world is going on here, Mezzo Matthew? What is going on here? Why does this have our low-level winds pushing from 30 to 80 knots What? Are all the models messing up? What is this? What is this? This is the most ridiculous photograph I've ever seen in my life. I always think I can't see a more ridiculous photograph, and then I see something like this. All right, sheer. Guys, sheer. Holicity. Vorticity looks to be in place. There you go. There you go, Matt. 50 knot low-level shear. There's no way this is happening in Western Kentucky on Sunday. 406 SRH, storm relative helicity. What is this? Can I make this bigger? Hold up. Matthew. Sorry, Matthew, are you here? What is this? Am I seeing things? This is ridiculous. Something's wrong with this sounding I took. Unless in this sounding the Rufus thinks there's a tornado on the ground, because that is 75 knot winds, 90 plus mile per hour winds at right above the surface. The hodograph is curvy. That's how I like my hodographs, nice and curvy. Just kidding. This is a very curvy and this is a curvy, aggressive girl here, guys. Curvy and aggressive lady. Very curvy, very aggressive. This is a flag, and it's red. All right? That's a crazy sounding. Something's off. Something's off with the HRRR. Something's off with the Rufus. That's ridiculous. All right, anyways. Let's see if we can get an actual serious sounding. That's ridiculous. Rose a bit worried for Nashville. Well, let's take a look at Nashville. No inhibition, 1,400 joules per kilogram of cape, 3.0 sig torque per am. We got another curvy. We'll call this one a curvy boy. Insane winds at the surface. Okay, what is going on with this shear? Enough of this. Let's take a look at what's happening with our 850 millibar jet. Has this just... I see. I understand now. This is the way. Nope. I see. Here is 78 knot winds in the lower levels of the atmosphere in Kentucky at 9 p.m. on Sunday. It's pretty close to that in Nashville as well, probably, actually. Pushing 73. Can anyone tell me what 70 knot winds, 78 knot is? 81 knot. Can anyone tell me what 81 knot is in miles per hour? I'm just going to assume like 95 miles per hour. Can anyone do that math for me? 81 knots to miles per hour. This isn't your 500 millibar jet. This is your 850. Yes, yeah, Sadie, I think you're far enough east where things may start to die down. It's a bad word to use right now. Where things may start to kind of ease down before they get out there. So I think, but this is just crazy sheer. 93 miles per hour. I said 95. I was close. Cat 2 wins right there at the 850 millibar level. Matthew, what's your instability out here? Should I look at effective shear, or sorry, bulk shear or surface shear? Let's go to surface cape. Luckily for us, it's not high. This is high shear, low instability. Thank you guys. Thank you for doing that, figuring that out for me. High shear, low instability. We know what can happen with Mezzo. What do you think? Better chance for a significant EF2 plus tornado, high shear, low instability, or high instability, low shear? I would say high shear, low instability gives you a higher chance for a strong tornado. Violent rotation. All it needs to do is latch onto at least 800 joules per kilogram of cape. Doesn't need to be too strong. But luckily, there's not a ton of instability out here. Nice. Someone said 93.2. Thanks, Blizzardbox. Anyways, crazy. I did not, guys. I was not taking a look at this 850 jet. That's new. That's brand new, breaking, brand new information to me. We'll have a lot to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow's our last day before this. Jeez. Indiana, Kentucky. Where is our day 3? Oh man, they might shift this even further east. I don't know. We'll see. This is just one run. What do you guys think? Think they'll shift this a little bit, actually a tick to the east? You know what? I changed my mind. Richmond, Kentucky. Pay attention very closely. Saudi. Oh, nice. You'll be in Ohio? Okay, that's much better. The HRRR is showing. Yeah, the HRRR is being wimpy. We'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Anyways, the whole point of looking at all this was just to see what do I think has happened over the last 24 hours. Uptrend, downtrend. Looks like an uptrend to me. I mean, I already assumed it was probably going to be because we got a 45%er on day 3, but treat this seriously. I don't think this is going to be as bad as, God, I don't even remember what day it was at this point. Our last enhanced, split enhanced. When was that, guy? I'm like 4 days ago. I lose track of time. I just constantly look to the next thing after an event passes. When was that? What that was that 310, 39, 310, 39, 310? 3 days ago? 4 days ago? I don't think it's going to be as bad as that, but especially because there's just not the instability here. But who knows? Who knows? I haven't even looked at the dew points and everything. I'll do that off stream so I can talk about it tomorrow. All right. Last thing I want to go over because I got to get off. I got an early morning, but I did want to talk about, again, just for anyone who missed it, these temperatures are going to be absolutely ridiculous. Getting into our temperature anomalies. Here you go. There we go. These purples and pinks, right? All this here is, we're talking 25 to 35 plus. Some of these areas are going to see 40 plus degrees below average. We're talking 20 degrees below average out here. This is going to push out towards the coast. We could be seeing wind chills along the Gulf below freezing. Tallahassee, Florida could get below freezing wind chills, even potentially all the way down there into New Orleans. Houston could see wind chills in the 30s. Very, very cold air next week for a lot of us out east. Monday, East Coast, maybe wait until Tuesday morning, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then as we get into next weekend, it starts to warm up again. Guys, I really appreciate the follows and the subs. I'm telling you, biggest thing for me right now is growing my channel. So those mean the most to me. I really appreciate it. Anyways, gifted, I appreciate you guys. Coco, Tammy, the Ballista, Evan, what's going on? I did put out a 15-minute video this morning, so if I didn't answer your question, it's probably in there. I would usually actually, especially in this case, stay on a little bit longer, but I got to get up early. I got to do a lot of stuff from my son's birthday party. So I will be releasing another video tomorrow. I do plan on streaming tomorrow as well. Well, yeah, I think I'm going to do like an afternoon stream tomorrow. Like, my son's birthday party is early, so I'll probably get like an hour in there. So look out for that. Look out for that, guys. Yeah, if you want to join the Discord, all the maps, all the graphics, everything we look at in my streams and in my videos, they're all in my Discord. I promise you, you've never seen a Discord like this. I promise you, you've never seen a Discord like this. People are wait, people are bringing in memes in the Discord? Oh my God, now my face is being used in memes. Yeah, Connor, when the Apple Weather app is actually right. That's true. That is true. That's true. That's true. Oklahoma weather, 4 seasons, life-threatening blizzards, tornado season, sweltering drought, football season. Big fact. How much snow could we get across South Dakota and Minnesota and Nebraska? 1 to 47 inches, possibly. Love it. We're doing a meme competition in the Discord starting now until Friday at midnight, next Friday at midnight. You post your memes, and whoever wins gets any free merch they want off of ConnorClimateCorner.com. That's like the jacket and hat I'm wearing. There's a bunch of merch on there. But, well, there's like 8 items on the homepage. But anyways, a little bit of a meme competition going on every single day, though. Temperature updates, short range, long range, rainfall, severe weather, tornado, hail, snowfall updates, wildfire updates, earthquake updates, drought updates, volcano updates, hurricane updates, MJO updates, Enzo updates. Everything's in here. Huge weather community. Almost 700 weather enthusiasts in here. SBC updates, space weather updates. Got to get your space weather updates. And every link that I show you on streaming in my videos, I post them on here for you. You know how much it costs? Free $99. Free $99. It's completely free. So you can go to any one of my YouTube videos. Just go down into the description box. Click it. You're in for free. It costs me money. It costs you nothing. Maybe one day I'll actually charge for it. But right now, it's completely free. Yeah. You can also just add Connor's Climate Corner on Discord, and I'll pull you in here. Lake, I love the memes. Keep them coming. Love it. Oh, we got 2 new members that's been on stream. Caleb. Bo, welcome to the Climate Crew. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let me give one quick refresh before I hop off here. See if the NWS did any updates to our snow totals. Still looking pretty impressive here. Again, these reds is when you get into the close to 2 feet plus. Dark oranges, we're talking about around a foot plus. Yellows, we're talking 6 to 9 inches. Dark blues, we're talking 4 to 5. Light blues, we're talking 2 to 3. So impressive snow totals out here still. The high end, don't even get me started. I almost don't even want to show you that. Everyone have a great, you live in the red, good luck. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone have a great night. Appreciate the follows, appreciate the subs, appreciate the gifts. Appreciate you just being in here, engaging, helping with the algorithm. Yeah, I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Enjoy your night. TGIF. See you guys.